Welcome back to Case Closed, Anime Review, episode number 177. This one I'm reviewing the 1065th episode of the series, Tech Never Sleeps. You're probably thinking, Nick, where's Spy X Family? Well, apparently Crunchyroll decided not to release it this week for some reason. I don't know why, that's why I decided go straight to Case Closed. Yep. Episode starts out with Mori and Conan getting hired by this woman who's to find out who's potentially been stalking, well, basically been leaving gifts in her apartment. Excuse me. They do bring up the fact that these gifts are every Thursday. These mysterious gifts, I don't know who they came from. And by the end of the episode, this particular plot thread is not really followed up with it at all. Not really. Because it seems like, though, a lot of the episode is simply like, okay, they think this one guy might be in, and of course, then they go back to their apartment, and then there's a mysterious large suitcase in their apartment with a ribbon on it. And then Mori opens it, and there's a dead body inside. And the body just happens to be the woman's boss, who's dead. Got killed by being whacked in the head with a blunt object, which later reveals to be a lead pipe. So, they can't figure out exactly what the heck happened here. Of course, they suspect the guy was her neighbor who also happened to find her lost keys. And apparently there's a listen device in the apartment, which, okay. Yeah, by the way, they reveal a lot of the stuff in the episode is completely fabricated. And I'm talking about the fact it's a fiction episode. It's, well, it shows fiction. No, that's not it at all. But a lot of the events, with the exception of the dead body, it was completely made up by the person. Yeah, it's revealed by the end of the episode that the client who hired Mori to investigate the stalking and who killed her boss turns out was her all along. Yep. Yeah, and also the fact that they also have this funny moment here where normally we'd have the Mori going to sleep, and it doesn't work. You were thinking, how? Apparently a baseball got in the way. Yes, this is actually the first time I've ever seen this happen. Because to my knowledge, this has never happened before at all, where the talker has never actually hit where it's supposed to hit and knocked someone to sleep. The only time I can think of this has happened where it didn't hit Mori, was Mokon was aiming for him, but like it hit an object. This first time it hit an object person. The last time I can think this happened was actually in a movie. Because of the turbulence on an airplane, he ended up hitting actually Rand's mom instead, than of course Mori. Yep. And of course, thanks to him leading along, and reveals some deduction from Conan. That's when I revealed that the client was responsible for it, and the reason why she killed her boss, because she was very mean to her, and the fact that she, well, called her incompetent and stupid. Yeah. So basically, she killed her out of anger. Yep. And the whole thing with her, with the gifts and the lesson device, she did it herself. Yeah. It was, I'd say story-wise was okay, but the ending, wow. It felt as though by the end of the episode, I felt like though that this was a complete waste of time by the end of the episode. It's like the episode had a very disappointing conclusion. Like, great story, it gets the ending, and it's so disappointing because with her neighbor who kind of likes her, due to the fact she kind of looks like his late little sister who died in a car crash. Because they look so similar. And apparently she was offended by the fact that he let his gloomy feelings toward her. Yes, seriously, she was that arrogant of a woman. Yeah, and I'm like, what was the point of this episode? Nothing. And of course, Joker's like, oh, I can solve a case without sleeping. That doesn't work at all. Basically, you'll get paranoid if you do that. Yep. But yeah, that's particularly a particular view. Not much else to talk about here. So next up is going to be Boruto, and that'll be pretty much it for new anime today. Wow, I'm actually everything done. That's a surprise. After that, basically, I'm going to go straight to One Piece. Talk about the newest episodes that were released. Just this week, finally. Okay? Next video. Bye.